Hey, y'all. Hey, we are back.
Yes.
Welcome to Real Women, Real Talk. This is episode 41. We are 41 episodes old. You can't tell us nothing.
Wow. That's crazy.
We are doing the thing. Y'all,
Yes.
welcome. You know us. Someone has shared us with you, or you have been with us before, or you just found us when you were scrolling through your podcast. Thank you for being here. We so appreciate you. We are going to share with you a million and one different ways that we would love for you to connect with us at realwomenrock.org later as we move through this episode. I know it's going to come up. But while we are here, let's just start getting it going. I'm Trenace Richardson. I'm the founder of Real Women. And who are you, sister?
I am the amazing Shavon Carter. I am a facilitator for real women.
Yes, you are. And Real Talk is our first segment. And we want to know how y'all are doing. Just tell us, send us something. I'll show you that in a minute. Let us know how y'all are doing while we just get to catch up a little bit. Real Talk, sister. How are you doing this episode?
I am doing pretty good, pretty good. I've been taking naps every day.
Girl, the nap ministry is real.
The nap ministry is real. So I started a new schedule where I work 10 hours a day.
Mhm,
I started this week, and so I think my body is like, "Girl, what? Why are we up so early? Why we have to be
mhm,
up?"
mhm,
So I'm
mhm,
still getting adjusted to this new schedule. So I be sleep. I just be needing a nap.
mhm,
So
mhm.
I feel good.
Listen, I can so relate. I have been going to bed early, and that says so much about
Hmm.
about me because
Yes.
I am the night owl of night owls when
Hmm.
it comes to getting stuff done. But I have just decided to get somebody else to do it. The
Right.
midnight shift is not for me right
Hmm.
now in this season of my life
Hmm.
because I want to be able to get up and work out and I want to not be exhausted all day. So I've been going to bed early. So I haven't necessarily gotten a nap every day,
Hmm.
but it is shifting for me. So I love that for us. I
I
love that.
love that. Yes, me
Mm,
too,
mm,
honey. Figure out what
yeah,
your body needs and give it to it, please.
and do it. So I
Hmm.
want to ask you a follow-up question because evidently we are giving ourselves some stuff that we need,
Yeah.
sleep being one of them.
Uh-huh.
But so spring has sprung, and by the time we post this episode, we are in July, and the summer is
Crazy.
starting to summer. And
Yes.
so I'm wondering what your plans are or have been for the summer so far.
Yeah.
I'll start there. What are your plans? What have you got going on?
So what's funny? This year I am sacrificing. So I'm not traveling. I've traveled before
Wait,
before
whoa, 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 what? First of all, we need to acknowledge that you probably did more in the first quarter of the year than
I
most
know,
people
right?
do all year
Exactly.
long. But
Right.
still,
Right.
this would
Yes.
still be travel time for you. So please say
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, so I'm sacrificing because, to get these hours for internship, I need to be here. So I am sacrificing. So I'm not going anywhere. But I am going to devote Saturdays to just having a good time. So getting out, doing things. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to be outside, just hanging out with my friends, planning stuff. So that's what I'm devoting my Saturdays to enjoying the summer in some kind of way. I'm be
Yeah.
grinding, during the week, getting these hours in, but other than that, yeah. So
Um,
I'm in a sacrificial season of my life, but it's all for a good cause.
this is so good because it's going to go into our deep dive so well. I'm so glad that
Yes.
this is coming together.
Uh-huh.
Um, but so I want to say yes and amen to everything you just said about there's seasons for sacrifice and you're doing that.
Yep.
Um, and I guess what I really love about that is you're still finding time to play. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're carved
Yes.
out at least Saturdays in your week
Mm-hmm.
to just do the things, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so when and I know you haven't made solidified plans, but when you think about play and you have done some fun things in the past,
Mm-hmm.
what are your favorite things to do during this time when it's time to
Mm-hmm.
play?
So I love girlfriend time. I
Mhm.
absolutely love girlfriend time. So just hanging out with my girlfriends, us doing something, laughing, talking. Concerts. I do have some concerts coming up. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm going to get them concerts in. So I'm going to see Usher, going to
Mhm.
see Life Jennings. So I love a good concert too. So those
Mhm.
are some things that I enjoy doing. Mhm.
Nice, nice. So, summer is my favorite time of the year. Uh,
Yes.
it is not only summer is my birthday time, which is my favorite time of the year, but
Yes.
it's when the sun is shining its brightest. And we just talked about the things that make us happy in the
Hmm.
last episode. You can go back to that if you haven't. And so, a lot of these things I think are probably similar to what we said in that episode,
Hmm.
but because summer is my favorite season of the year, I have all the plans and all the ideas. So
Yeah. Yeah.
some of my favorite things are wineries,
Ooh.
concerts as well, inside and outdoors,
Mhm.
festivals. Like I love going to a good festival or fairs where, there are games and there's music and there's food stands and food trucks. And it's just fun. Everybody's outside, got lawn chairs and,
Yeah,
brought
yeah,
their own coolers with food
yes,
and stuff in it. I love stuff like that. Love going
yeah,
to the beach.
mhm,
Um, I love going to a pool. The pool is even better. I love the beach to watch the water.
mhm,
I'll get in because I love the expansive nature of the ocean or the river wherever I am. But I really love to look at the ocean and I love to get in the pool. so
mhm, yeah,
so
that's so
I,
funny.
yes, finding a good swimming pool to get into,
Yeah,
riding with my top down, music blasting, all those things are my favorite things to do in the summer. So,
mhm,
the last episode, we talked about what makes us happy or smile, and I'm still smiling because
yeah,
summer is my favorite season.
yeah,
And I'll just say, for example, my son, and maybe others watching or listening right now,
mhm,
summer is not his favorite season.
really?
When the weather starts to warm up,
Mhm,
springtime and into the summer, it's allergies,
okay,
and
yeah,
then the heat, it makes him uncomfortable. It's the
okay,
bugs.
gotcha.
He's doing this all the time in his mind,
Yeah,
bug bites and stuff, none of his
mhm.
favorite stuff.
Oh,
And so
sugar.
yeah, no, that's not true. It's the summertime being some lively, wonderful place is not that for everybody.
Right,
Um,
right.
but if there is something about the summer that you can do different than any other season, we would love to hear about it. So
Yeah.
please feel free to share your real talk with us at speakpipe.com/real women real talk. Or you can email us because we have been getting the emails lately.
Yes, we
Um,
have. I love it. I love it.
check out the last episode, and email us at info@realwomenrock.org if you'd like to share with us just how you're doing, what your favorite things are to do in the summertime, or maybe you have another favorite season. It's cool. Just let us know. We'd love
Mhm.
to hear from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that real talk, sister.
Mhm.
We are moving to our second segment, and it is connected in some way. I think we're going to end up circling back to some of our conversation at some point.
Okay.
But this is where we kind of dive into a topic that we have covered in Real Women, or it's something that we would cover, just something we want to engage you all in deeper discussion and with each other. And so, sister, I want to talk about the balancing act,
Mhm. Yep.
just the juggle of it all.
Yeah.
And so, I'm wondering first, before I give some context, when you think of all the areas of your life, physical, spiritual, emotional, your professional life, your relational life, both family and romantic, when you
Mhm.
think about all of the different aspects of your life, how balanced and healthy do you feel you are in this season of your life?
Huh. Um, so the word balance is, I don't know if that's my
Mhm,
word. Like
mhm,
I don't know that I balance it, you
mhm,
know. I think the vision that comes came to mind was a dance. Like I am dancing
mm,
through life.
mhm,
So I see like all of those areas that you mentioned as like different partners as I'm switching partners like on the dance
mhm.
floor, like I'm just kind of flowing in a dance on the dance like ballroom dancing
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
Bridgerton, you know, as you go through the different people you dance with. So that's how it looks for me. It's a flow, it's a dance. It's not gonna look the same every day, uh,
Mhm,
but it's happening. It's all happening. At
mhm.
so yeah, I see it as a
Yeah,
dance.
I
Yeah.
love that. So let's dig into that word balance,
Mhm.
because you distanced yourself from it really fast,
I did.
and you did very quickly. So I'm wondering, what about that made you distance yourself? What does the word balance mean to you?
Mhm.
And do you subscribe? Evidently, you don't subscribe to the concept of balance.
No.
Why? And say more about the word.
When I think of balance, I think of you're trying to get things even.
Hmm.
Uh, so that's when I think of balance like a scale and you're trying to get everything
Hmm.
leveled out.
Hmm.
And my life doesn't work like that. Like it ain't gonna be
Hmm.
level. We just gonna be it's gonna be it's complicated. So
Hmm.
that didn't resonate with me because I'm not trying to balance my life. I am
Yeah,
just trying to flow through life. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's why I rejected it.
So good, so good. So there was a time and a season, and maybe there has been a pivot since then,
Mhm,
but I used to hear this a lot, right? That, we need to balance our lives, or find balance in our lives. And I know we have shifted our language in Real Women such that
mhm.
it is not a common word that we use, or we give
Yeah.
it a whole lot of context if we use it.
Mhm,
But I still think there is a school of thought related to balance that is unfair. And I can only speak from a woman's perspective
mhm,
and a Black woman's perspective. So I'm going to use that for specificity right now, and knowing that all of us have our own context that we
mhm.
could, connect with this on.
Yes.
Um, when I think of balancing, I think of walking on a tightrope, or
Mhm,
juggling,
mhm.
and I'm not good at either one of those.
Right.
And thinking about them gives me anxiety.
Yeah, yeah.
you
For
know,
especially the tightrope. Oh my god.
oh my God. Because you're consistently trying to think about, this side, and how do I maintain my balance, and how do I keep all the balls in the air? And
Right.
it's just, yeah, that seems exhausting. And I
Mhm,
think for myself as a Black woman, the expectations that society or family or church or somewhere could place on us could leave us feeling that level of anxiety, just because
mhm.
we're trying to keep up with what we believe we should be doing, and
Yes.
how we should be performing. I mean,
Mhm,
that is some pressure right there. We're supposed to be excellent wives and excellent girlfriends, and excellent moms and excellent employers or employees, and
mhm,
we're supposed to be competent at all the things at the same time, and
mhm.
wear these capes. And as we have begun in these new conversations to take those capes off,
Mhm.
then it becomes, okay, you're selfish, or you are, you are
Yeah.
prioritizing you and putting yourself first, and that's not necessarily humane
Mm.
and caring for other people. And
Mhm.
so it really feels like almost damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Right. Yep.
um, I just want to give some context to that. And I love what you said about the scales, because if you think about one of those scales, that you place something on one side and then it leans to the other side based on
Mhm.
how heavy it is, like
Mhm.
very rarely does it stay the same, right?
Right.
Very
Right.
rarely.
Mhm.
Usually you put something on one side and then you got to put something on the other side to balance it.
Mhm.
So that's just to me an impossible game to play. And I
Mhm.
refuse, I forfeit. I don't want to play no more.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
not my game at all.
Mhm.
So I also don't like the word balance,
Mhm.
and do not subscribe to it, and don't believe that it's possible in the ways that we have discussed it before. In,
Mhm.
in my life, I've learned that it's more important what my focus and my priorities are in a certain season.
Yes.
And so I love that we mentioned seasons before,
Mhm.
just as it relates to what time, what season we're in and what we're doing in that season,
Mhm.
because that's my focus. What's happening in this season that I need to prioritize? What
Mhm.
and that dance analogy that you gave is just amazing to me, because it really is, everybody's out on the floor and
Mhm.
come here, you're my partner now, and
Exactly.
and you're my
Yeah.
partner now. I absolutely
Mhm.
love that analogy. And
Mhm.
because nature is my thing, seasons are my thing. And so there's certain things that will happen for me and will be my focus in this season. And
Mhm.
that will mean that there are some other things that won't happen, or won't happen to the degree that they would have if they had been my primary focus. But
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
this season, this is my primary focus. So
Yeah.
I like seasons. I love that you said dance.
Mhm.
Any
Yep.
any thoughts before I ask you a new question?
Yeah. So when you were talking about the balance, the scale, and
Mhm,
how it's very difficult to get the scales to be leveled,
mhm,
that takes a lot of energy too,
mhm,
if you
mhm,
think about it. Like, and with the scale, there is something that is at the foundation and telling you, hey, this is balance. But
yeah,
in life, what metric are we using to say, oh, now you're balanced? So it's a
mhm,
lot of energy to figure out, okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And so it takes away from living because I'm focused so much on trying to get everything together.
mhm,
And it also made me think about the juggling analogy that you use when you're talking about just all the balls up in the air.
mhm,
I want the balls to fall. I'm not performing. I want all the balls to be on the ground, and then I'm gonna pick up the ball that I want to use at the moment, and I'm gonna throw it, and you throw it back to me. Like, I don't want to juggle all that stuff. That's exhausting. It's gonna hit me in my
mhm,
face. I don't want you to think that I have all these balls juggling and give me a prize for it. No, I want you to
mhm,
see these balls fall, and I don't have it all together. So
mhm,
yeah, that is
mhm. I
my
love that. I love it. I love it.
take.
So I guess for the, especially the sisters, but our brothers who are listening and watching as well,
Mhm.
um, I'm wondering, how do we get off the Ferris wheel, or the the tightrope, or the juggling? When how do we know when balance, when we are unbalanced, or
Mhm.
when we are in this concept of balance and we need to just stop the train and get off?
Yeah. So for me, there was a time when I thought I had to juggle everything, right? And which is why I'm
Mhm,
so adamant about not doing it. And I think for me, I started to feel it in my body and
mhm,
feeling how tired and worn out and burnt out I was. And I
mhm,
was just tired of feeling like that. I don't want
mhm,
to go through life feeling depleted and burnt
Mhm.
out. That didn't feel natural to me. It didn't feel good to me. And I just didn't want to continue that. So for me, I made the decision to get off of that train because I was tired of how it was making me feel and the impact it was having on my life. So that's what
Mm.
happened for me.
Mhm. Here, here. Here, here. There, I can clearly tell you the feelings in my body that are associated with stress and
Hmm.
anxiety and worry. There's a
Yes.
tightness in my chest. There's a tightness in my belly. I
Mm.
can't sleep at night.
Yep.
My thoughts are just racing.
Yep.
Um, and I have headaches.
Mm.
So I know when I have joined the rat race. That's what I'll call it.
Right.
And have decided that, you know, I need to I'm overwhelmed, but I can't find my way out or, figure out how to release myself from some obligations or lessen my focus on so many things.
Hmm.
And so I feel it in my body. And maybe just the word chaos comes to
Yeah.
mind. If it feels chaotic inside of you or around you,
Hmm.
then maybe that's a sign. Um, and it's not the norm. It's not what's supposed to be. You are not supposed to live this life, walk this earth, feeling chaotic within you and outside of you. So
Yeah.
I know that to be true. I know
Hmm.
that that is the truth. And so
Hmm.
so if those feelings are there, there's a something that needs to happen, right? So so then what is the something? How can we get better at reframing the balancing act? I love the dance analogy because that softens everything for me. Just when you said it, it made
Yeah.
me smile and realize that I'll give a very practical example.
Mhm,
Um, my job has been a great focus for me over the last 2 years.
mhm,
And I do see some promise and some future um, acceleration and promotion. All of those things are in my future because I have invested so much time and attention to it.
mhm.
But that season of extreme laser like focus and late night focus and early morning focus, and that season is over. And I had to loosen the grip on that partner
Yeah, yeah,
so that
yeah.
so that I could start dancing a bit more with some of these other partners. Real Women is a partner of
Mhm.
mine, and my own business and songs and music. And I have
Yeah.
other partners in my life that deserve my health is the
Mm,
partner, like
yes,
that
yes,
deserves my focus and my courtship, my dance. And
yeah.
um, so that's a practical example for me. But it goes back to what we shared last episode. It's the self-management piece of it that I get to see myself as the manager of my life
Yeah,
instead of feeling helpless and powerless, like I don't have
yeah.
control over what's happening in my life. And so
Mhm,
that's what came to me, that even comparing my life to something different like seasons or dancing helps
mhm.
me see and reframe things better. How
Yeah.
any thoughts come to mind for you as to how someone can begin to reframe this idea of balancing?
Yeah, I would say the same way that we've identified or come up with those analogies, like figure out what it really looks like for you.
Mhm,
Just look at your life and think about if it's not balanced, then what is it for me then? What does
mhm,
it look like? And create that visual for yourself so that that can fuel you.
mhm.
Because I don't know why dance came to mind so quickly, but that's what resonated with me. So I would invite those who are listening, like, well, what is your vision? What is your visual as it relates to how you're living your life right now? What does that look like?
Ooh, And what you made me think about was, and maybe this is true, maybe it's not,
Yeah.
but I know both of our analogies came from our personalities and our internal um makeup, because you are
Yeah.
dancers.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. For
And
sure.
thus your analogy was dance. And I love all things nature and
You
outdoors.
do.
And so
Yes.
my
Yep.
first go-to was seasons. And so I would even
Mhm.
say start with who you are. Like
Yes.
maybe,
Exactly.
yeah, maybe it's music and you
Mm.
decide, you know
Mhm.
what, when the classical big booming music is on, or the
Mhm.
punk rock music is on, like that represents the chaos of my life, you
Yeah.
know. But to put on some soothing jazz,
Mhm.
or some easy listening, or some R&B, it I need that in my life. I need some
Yeah.
R&B in my life.
Yes.
I need some gospel in my life. Maybe my spiritual
Mhm.
life needs a focus.
Mhm.
Maybe you need a little Maxwell in your life. Like maybe you need to be
Yeah.
focusing there. Maybe music is your thing. Wherever you naturally kind of go to, find
Mhm.
find some sense, make some sense out of your life based on who you are. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that we get to be students of ourselves in this work and in these
Absolutely.
conversations. It is the
Yeah.
most beautiful work I have ever done in my life. Ever,
Mhm.
ever.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I was gonna say. That it's the essence of what real women is all about, and it's we are living examples of the work that we do. Like, we're not just talking about stuff that we read about or heard about. This is real life experience that we are exempling for you, that we are on a journey. We've learned so much about ourselves through the sister circles, through connecting with each other, through attending the intensives, and really getting serious about our self exploration. And so this is a manifestation of the work that we are doing and have done and will continue to do in Real Women and in other on other platforms. Yeah.
So, so true. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes. Oh, that was a good deep dive.
Yes, I love that.
So, so wherever you are in your reframing of the balancing act, just know that you have the power. It is in your
Mhm.
hands to reframe, to manage your life, to see it differently, and to be in it differently. You have the
Yeah.
power. Power of choice. Thank you,
Mhm.
sister, for that deep
Yes,
dive.
I love that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, so our next segment is probably my favorite,
Yes.
is, and at some point as we get older in these episodes, we might add some segments or switch out some things.
Right.
But y'all
Yeah.
know us for these now. So come on with
Uh-huh.
it. Bring us, if you have any put yourself in our shoes episodes, segments, scenarios, anything you want to send us, send them to speakpipe.com/real women real talk, or email us, because we've been getting the emails, honey.
Good
Like
emails. Yes.
we we cannot wait to share some of these with you all. So send them to us. This one is not one that was sent to us, sister, but I'm going back to something that is trending. Okay.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
it's a little different. It's a departure from some of the other hot topics that we've talked about, trending topics.
Mhm.
And you may or may not be familiar. So let me know.
Yeah.
All right. So asking you and our listeners, our watchers, to put yourself in the shoes of this current scenario. In 1998, an aspiring comedian named Nasubi auditioned for a Japanese TV show that put people in difficult situations and filmed them for entertainment.
Mm.
The show ended up being very recently broadcast on Hulu.
Hmm.
The show itself is called The Contestant. You can find it on Hulu right now if you were to
Okay.
go look for it. Okay. So you haven't heard of it, sister?
I've never
Okay.
heard this.
All right. All right. So here we go. Check this out. So by luck of the draw, he won the chance to pursue fame. And it was in the realm of, at the time, because we're talking 1998, it was in the realm of reality TV. And he decided he would do it because it would give him some notoriety. He was an aspiring comedian. So he decided to go for it, and he was chosen. Now, here's the reality TV show scenario. He was forced into a studio apartment with no clothes and no supplies, except for postcards to enter magazine sweepstakes. I am not making this up. This is on Hulu right now.
Postcards? Did he have something to write with?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
He could fill out the postcards for the magazine sweepstakes. Yes. Nasubu survived during this time period. He could only survive on what he could make from the sweepstakes. So he would have to apply and fill out the cards for magazine sweepstakes, and he only got what he won. So he had to win.
Okay.
Otherwise, he would typically not be given anything, right? So Nasubu survived an unfathomable period of isolation and malnutrition because he could only eat what he won and only use what he won. Reality show. This is ridiculous. Okay, so not knowing his experience would be broadcast, he was told this was going to be filmed for entertainment, but he thought it was going to be filmed and then distributed later.
Okay.
He didn't know that while he was going through this, it was being broadcast in Japan to 30 million viewers and live streamed online to an online audience. Yes.
No.
So he saw the cameras in the room where he was, and he would, appeal to the cameras, talk to the cameras, but he was there all by himself.
Naked.
Listen, for 15 months. So
15 months? Over
yes,
a year? Are you kidding me?
this is crazy. So they chose him to solely survive on the magazine contest prizes. He was isolated from his loved ones, stripped bare of his belongings, and unwittingly filmed at all hours of the day and night with the promise that they would not show everything, but they actually did show everything because it was online live streamed. Although technically, and they would like hide his private, because he didn't have any clothes, so they would hide his private parts with like an eggplant. That's where they say the eggplant came from, or as an emoji. But yeah, so naked, all the things. Okay, so although technically he could have left the show at any moment, he threw himself into the challenge as a hungry young man looking to prove himself, looking to earn a name, learning to survive on meager supplies, and repurposing objects to be used for what he needed. And his obsession, he ends up admitting, with winning kept him in these conditions for a year and 3 months. Okay. Here are the repercussions of this. I'm almost done. Nasubi was 6 feet tall, and his weight dropped. Imagine being 6 feet tall. His weight dropped to 40 kilos, which is 90 pounds.
No.
Okay. In the documentary, he speaks of frequently feeling suicidal during that time, lack of social interaction, lack of fresh air, lack of proper nutrition brought him to like a really dark place, he said. After a year, he reached his goal of 1 million yen, which is only about $7,500 in US dollars. That's a really big difference in calling it. And he was finally allowed to leave. And there's a whole nother piece to that where he was allowed to leave, he left, and then they took him to another place, and he did 3 more months there, like, and decided to do it. Anyway, he was finally allowed to leave. And now he says 26 years later, because this was 1998, that he now is able to reflect on the inhumane way he was treated, and at the end of it all, he was paid $100,000, the equivalent of $100,000 in U.S. dollars.
Mm, mm,
So I just wanted to ruminate over the fact that we have taken things too far. First of all,
that part. What in the world?
what in
Gee.
the world? And so, would you do anything close to this? Anything close to this for any amount of money? Before I tell you how where he is now and what he's doing, would you do anything close to this? If there is anything that you would do related to this, what
Mhm.
would that be?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing anything because I don't like my comforts being sacrificed. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see, I understand that he wanted to get money, but I don't want it that badly that I would have suicidal thoughts. Like,
Mhm.
what if I get to choose? I don't have to take myself through that. Like, I do not.
Mhm.
I am not about the business of taking myself through any rigorous program just to prove a point to myself or just to get
Mhm.
some money. I just I wouldn't find the fun or value or the pleasure in any of that. So I
Mhm.
just wouldn't be down for that. No.
Yeah. Yeah. No part of it.
No.
Um, it's so interesting to me how and it takes us back. I think somewhere in our earlier episodes we talked a little bit
Mhm.
about reality TV, but
Mhm.
how we have gone from scripted TV, which I still
Yeah.
love,
Mhm.
to a whole lot of reality TV and reality
Yeah.
stars, and anyone can become famous based on just their lives or some
Mhm.
version of their lives or
Yeah.
being put in these scenarios. And so I think more than the money, it was about the fame and the recognition and, all of the things that come with people knowing him. Um,
Mhm.
and so because he even said like he wouldn't sue them now, knowing just how reflecting and knowing how bad it was, he still
Mhm.
wouldn't sue them at this point,
Hmm.
because he chose to do it. And I'm sure
Yeah,
he signed a million waivers before,
probably. Yeah.
liability waivers.
Mhm.
Um, I have been honest about this in previous episodes because when we talked about reality TV, I was able to admit that there's a version of reality TV that I have been on,
Mhm.
a music version of one. And so, if I didn't have to disrobe, because I'm not getting naked for y'all, um,
Mhm.
if I didn't have to fend for my own food or figure out my own food, like if food I'll tell you one that I would have done when it first came on. Do you remember those, Big Fat Loser, like those
Yeah.
weight loss programs where
Uh-huh.
they would help you on TV, kind of go through a whole weight loss program? When
Mhm.
those were on, I was thinking to myself, if I really felt like I was at the point of obesity, I feel like I would do something like that because
Mhm.
I would want some extreme moment for myself to help me pivot,
Yeah.
with my actions. I could do that
Mhm.
and just really believe that because of that kind of public pressure, I would make a turn for the positive and be proud of myself by the end of it.
Yeah.
It would
Mhm.
be a very vulnerable place to put myself in,
Yeah.
but if there was anything I would do in that realm,
Right.
it would be more like that,
Mhm.
rather
Mhm.
than just suffering for suffering's sake. I don't get that.
Just yeah, to the
Yeah,
point of being suicidal. Like, hello, you can tap the push the button, sir. You don't have
yeah.
to take
Push the
yourself through
button.
this. Yeah.
Push the button. Yeah,
So,
yeah. And then it
mm,
makes me think about the things like The Amazing Race or
yeah.
Survivor.
Survival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those kind of
Naked and
shows that
afraid
take
or
you
something.
take you to your personal limit, your health,
Yeah.
your physical limit.
Mhm.
I admire those people.
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to put myself out there in those ways to compete against other people like
Right.
that.
Mhm.
I would rather for it be my own personal journey rather than,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. I just
Mhm.
thought that was weird and different.
Mhm. Very.
And maybe some of you all have seen that show. I would absolutely love to hear from somebody who's like, no, I get it. I get it. I would love to hear your perspective. And I promise to be open minded and hear you fully.
Yeah.
um, before.
Enlighten us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
please. I'll say this. He's a comedian and actor. He's also spent some time as an activist because his hometown in Japan, he's raised some money for natural disasters that have happened.
Mm,
But I think on some level, he's gotten some notoriety that he was looking for because there's a Hulu show on now.
mm,
In addition to what he experienced in Japan already, he's now on American TV, um,
mm.
and having interviews and stuff as a result. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he got what he needed out of it.
Drug, honey. That
That was
fame is a drug. Mm.
yeah, that was a lot, a lot, a lot. So, yeah, if you've seen it, if you have any thoughts on it, please feel free to send us something at speakpipe.com forward
Mm,
slash real women, real talk. Record something there, and we can listen to it and recall it for you or play it on the air, or just email us at info@realwomenrock.org.
yes.
Woo! So that was a lot, sister.
Yeah, the stuff that's going on in this world.
In
Jesus.
this world, girl. I don't want to put myself in those shoes. And so
Mm,
we've
Get
talked about a
somebody else.
lot, our plans for this season, the things we do in this season. We've talked about dancing and seasons and really reframing, balancing. Is there anything connected to any of this or any other thought that you have for our last segment, which is spiritual nugget, just leaving something with us as a thought?
Mm, 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 mm. So these words came to me. I think we might have talked about it in the last episode, but I'm gonna say it again.
Mhm,
Choose joy.
mhm, mhm,
That's what's coming up for me.
mhm,
Choose joy.
mhm,
No
mhm,
matter how many things you have going on in life that you are navigating through, you can still choose joy. You
mhm,
know, even in this situation, this scenario that we just talked about, there is still a choice to be made. You know, we can
mhm,
always at any point choose joy and to choose not to put ourselves in situations that don't bring us joy. Like
mhm,
we are powerful individuals, and we've said this before, but I'm gonna keep saying it. We are powerful individuals, and we have been given the freedom of choice.
mhm,
You can exercise that at any moment to
mhm,
create the life that you desire. So choose
mhm,
joy. Mhm.
mhm. Oh, that's so good. The what the only thing that came to me after you just hearing that good word, just 2 words, choose joy. What
Mhm.
came to me was, even if you don't see the choice right now,
Mhm.
count it all joy.
Mm.
Like, literally, there's some joy in the midst of what you're going through.
Yeah.
There's a silver lining. There's
Mhm.
a, it's such an old phrase, but, there's someone worse off than me. It
Yeah.
really is true,
Yeah.
and so count it all joy. And that goes back to choosing joy, finding the joy in the moment, and then walking down that road and choosing more joy. I love
Yeah.
that. Mm.
Yeah. Yes.
Woo!
This is
We are
good.
in a mode of joy, a state
Yeah.
of joy. I really
Yeah.
feel that for us.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can feel it. Yeah, I
yeah.
hope y'all feel it too, because it should be exuding from this computer right
We hope it's contagious.
now. Yes, yes.
Thank y'all so much for being with us. Sister, this has been amazing as always. I love connecting with
Yeah.
you. We have
Mm.
already had a guest on the show. We're looking forward to more guests and people to join us.
Yes.
Y'all keep up with us. Make sure that you are liking, following, and sharing wherever you can. Real Women and Real Women Rock. We want you to just connect with us.
Mhm.
Real Women, Real Talk is not going anywhere. We are here
We
and we
here.
are growing. We have amazing things planned as we move to episode 50 and episode 75 and episode 100. We have so many exciting things planned. So if
Mhm.
you want to get to know more about us as individuals, because we have things to offer you as well,
Yeah.
as mentioned in the last episode, Shavon is a trainer and counselor in training.
Yes.
And you can visit and see all of the social media pages. You can find Shavon to inquire about her services because she is accepting clients right now.
Oh,
Yes,
amazing. Yes, I am.
yes. And I am a mentor to women leaders, would love to serve you in some way. Feel free to reach out. And then Real Women is here for every sister, every woman who wants to be a part. Check us out at realwomenrock.org. We appreciate you all, and we will see you next episode.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.